Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a pick a card reading in honor of Valentine's Day. And this is going to be for what your relationship will be like once you have come into union. Alright, so this is going to be pile 1, this is pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Alright, so there's different stones on each pile for you to pick from. And I'm actually going to remove them from the piles so you can have a better look at them and see which one calls to you more. Alright, so you can go ahead and pause this video so you can choose, and we are going to get started with pile number 1. Alright, so this is pile number 1, so let's see what your union will be like or what your relationship will be like after you guys come together. And general theme cards, we have rest and rejuvenation and playfulness. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that once you guys come together, it's like in your relationship you will feel like this sigh of relief, like a breath of fresh air almost, like you can finally relax into this relationship after everything that you've been through, all the struggles, and there will just be a sense of playfulness. And I'm getting that there was probably an air of playfulness between the two of you even from before, like in the past, and this is going to come back, all right, once you guys come back together. So everything is, it just feels like a very, very light type of an energy that will be surrounding your connection. All right, so the first two cards are going to be for the masculine's general energy in your connection, and we have perception and understanding. And then for the feminine we have freedom and admired. All right, so your masculine, okay, this is really good. It's like your masculine will finally have a new perspective on things, a new perspective on your relationship that's going to be based in understanding, like finally understanding the nature of your relationship, the nature of your connection, and pretty much understanding you and where you're coming from. Maybe, you know, if they have hurt you in the past, just understanding what it is that they did and how that hurt you, how that made you feel. Just really understanding you and your side of the story or your side of things in this relationship. And then for you, probably because of this, you're going to feel a sense of freedom. Like you are finally free from whatever it was that was keeping you back from this relationship. Because obviously, you know, it's not just the masculine, you know, there are also things that the feminine needs to overcome and maybe detach from in order for this union to take place. And because of that, you are going to feel just very free in this relationship. So maybe you had a karmic partner that you had a hard time breaking away from. Maybe there was something else standing in your way, or maybe it's just freedom from the pain, because you finally feel like you have this breath of fresh air, and that your masculine finally understands you. Okay, and then we also have admired. So you are going to feel admired by your masculine. And at the same time, I'm also getting that you are also going to admire him or her because of the understanding that this person is going to show you finally for this connection. All right, this is really, really positive. All right, so let's move on and see. So the first three cards here are going to be potential challenges in your connection, and then the final three are positive aspects in your relationship. So it doesn't even really matter if they're reversed or upright. Well, it just happens they're all upright. All right, so for your challenges, we have the Page of Wands, the World, and the Star. All right, so what I am getting here is that all right, I'm actually getting two things, two different messages. So the first message is concerning your mission, and what I'm getting with this is that the two of you are meant to do mission work together. All right, so if that resonates with you, then what the challenge is going to be for you is kind of like that neither of you really takes initiative or you just have doubts concerning what it is that you're supposed to do, or you have a hard time finding creative ways or creative solutions, right? With the World card, this is, you know, achieving goals, completing something, reaching an end goal, basically. And so I feel like, you know, this is why I'm saying for work. And also the star, right? Which also talks about being inspired and having hope for something. And so I feel like it will be a challenge for the two of you to actually work together. The World is also about, you know, coming together with someone else and creating together, oftentimes. And so it's kind of like there's either going to be doubt with the star card being here, concerning this mission work and whether you guys can actually work together, collaborate. Maybe it's, you know, a matter of time management and having to really work around that so that you guys can actually bring your forces together. Or just finding the ways in order to make this happen. It's almost as if I feel like each of you kind of depends on the other or waits for the other to make the first move. And this is going to be the challenge that you're going to need to overcome in order to be able to move forward more successfully in this connection. So that's the first message. And then the second message is more on an interpersonal level. So rather than it being work, it's kind of like, again, you both wait for the other person to make the first move, especially when it comes to communication. So maybe, you know, there has been some sort of a disagreement or an argument or just, you know, a misunderstanding. And it's like, you know, maybe neither of you really makes that first move to talk to the other person. With the Page of Wands, kind of like a little problem in initiative when it comes to communication about resolving a certain problem. Almost as if you have doubts as to whether the other person will even listen to you or understand you. It's just kind of like not really having faith in the other person sometimes. And so this is going to be the challenge in your relationship, which isn't anything, you know, really to worry about, especially here because, all right, right under here, we have what's positive, and we have the Five of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. So with the Queen of Cups, especially being the last card here, there's a lot of love between the two of you. There's a lot of understanding. Again, this Queen of Cups is reminding me of this understanding card. So there is understanding between the two of you, and I'm also getting, again, almost even telepathy. Like you guys just really get each other. You're very nurturing to each other. You want to take care of each other. And this is just overall what it's going to be like when you're in union. And because of this understanding, this deep love that you have for one another, you can find the solutions. You can find the ways to make all of this work out. All right, now we do have the Five of Wands here, and there are two things coming to me. Because this is positive, okay? So let's not forget, this is positive. So I do feel like there is some sort of healthy competition between the two of you, and I feel that you both are, even though you have a hard time maybe taking the initiative, when it comes to something that's not so serious, it's like you both want to win almost. Like you want to compete. You want to outdo each other. And that's exactly, you know, what this playfulness card is about. So maybe your playfulness is this like healthy competition of teasing each other, you know, in a cute, playful way. So you do have it in you to actually take initiative. You just need to transform this into where it really matters, like when it comes to mission work or collaborating together, or when you have real arguments. That's where you actually need to take the initiative and do something about it. Okay. Yeah, I think I said that I had two messages coming through. I think I just said both of them in one. If anything else comes to me, I will tell you guys. All right. So, and then we have the Six of Swords, which is really, really good because this means that you can leave past hurt or, you know, old baggage behind and move forward. You can move to calmer waters. And again, this is reminding me of the rest and rejuvenate card here, because things will be more peaceful. And this is just what I'm getting, like just a very light energy. Like even this up here where I'm talking about not taking the initiative, or maybe having, you know, a miscommunication. Rather than it being a miscommunication, I'm mostly getting that it's like a lack of communication. When someone feels hurt, or when someone feels like there's been a misunderstanding, I feel like the challenge is just a lack of communicating about it, more so than anything else. Because overall I'm getting a very, very peaceful type of a vibe and type of an energy in your relationship. And I mean, even this Five of Wands, I'm getting more so that it's like a playfulness, and like I said, like healthy competitiveness, in that you both just want to show each other how good you are at something, you know, or you both motivate each other to want to try harder for something, you know, or prove how capable you are. It's just a matter of you taking initiative. All right, and yeah, and like I said, Queen of Cups, like just so much understanding and love between the two of you. All right, so let's see the messages. We have 3 more cards that are messages for you for after you come into union. And we have, the first one is begin now. Take your first step. Oh my gosh, okay, you guys, what was I just saying? Take initiative. So when something happens, right, in this connection, take that first step. Don't wait for your person to always take the initiative. All right, so actually the feel I'm getting now here is that maybe you, probably the feminine watching this, maybe you tend to be a little bit more reserved, more submissive, like you don't take that first step. And maybe this is just part of what you're going to continue learning in this connection, is to, you know, actually be the one to make the first move. All right, and then seriously, actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions. All right. So definitely take actions to show your person either how much you love them or how you feel about them, or when it comes to resolving some sort of a problem. Take actions, don't only talk about it, is the message here. And finally, the last card we have for your connection after union is blessed. Okay, your connection, your relationship is blessed, is being divinely guided and divinely supported. Okay, and I feel like this is happening even now, and it's going to continue happening even after you guys are together, because I really do feel like you have very important work to do with your person, okay, in this lifetime. All right, so this was pile number 1. I hope it resonated. Please give me a like and subscribe if it did. And if not, you can watch one of the other piles and see if that resonates more with you. All right, so this is pile number 2. So let's see what your union will be like. Ooh, first card out, we have Happy Family. And then we have Retreat. All right, so when you guys come into union, wow, I mean, all right, you either already have children separately from each other, maybe even with each other, and you guys are getting back together, or it is possible that you might have children after you come into union, okay, with your person. And if this isn't true at all for you, well, then it's just that you guys will really feel united. You will really feel like you're home. You really are a family with this person. And I'm also getting that if one of you or the both of you have children, you will all feel united regardless and feel like you're a family, or that you belong. Even if the children are older, it doesn't matter. All right, I'm just getting a very happy happy vibe between all members of a family. So this is awesome. And then with Retreat, I'm getting that, you know, when you guys come into union, I feel like this is just going to be in the beginning. It's like you will pretty much disconnect from the rest of the world and just kind of, you know, take some time to just enjoy each other away from everybody else, and just kind of close off to yourselves. All right, so let's see. The first two cards here are going to be for the masculine's general energy, and we have Adventure and Recognition. And then for the feminine, we have Divine Timing and Compromise. All right, I'm actually going to continue on and then get into it. So the first 3 cards here are going to be what is challenging, what is going to be challenging your connection, and then what is going to be positive in your connection. All right, so just give me a sec. Okay, wow, I am picking up on a lot of intensity here. Like a lot of intensity. So what I'm getting is that maybe, you know, with this person, with your masculine, I feel like in the past, there may have been a lot of like heated type of arguments. Like when you guys argue, you really argue. It gets heated, like you guys argue passionately, if that makes sense. I feel like the masculine is just like a very overall just intense person with this adventure card here, or maybe he's the type of person that seeks adventure, but he is also going to feel like your union is an adventure. The fact that you guys came back together is an adventure, and this is why I'm saying you guys are going to retreat. It's like, even, you know, when you initially get back together or get together, it's going to be an adventure. Like you might even take a trip. I'm getting that sort of a feel here. All right, but we also have recognition from the masculine. So, and this is similar to what we got for the first group as well. So it's like the masculine is finally going to recognize this connection for what it truly is. Seeing the truth about it, finally recognizing you for the role that you play in his life. Okay, and I'm using he and she just to refer to the energies. You guys know that. Yeah, and I'm getting that the feminine, right, probably you, the viewer watching this, you are going to feel recognized. You're going to feel recognized by your masculine, and it's just going to be amazing. All right, and then for you, we have divine timing and compromise. So what I'm getting with this here is that you have been really patient, and it's like you have learned the virtue of patience. You have really learned of what that really is. But I'm also getting that you have been able to do things to affect divine timing as well. All right, because you put in your work, you looked after your own self, you were able to help divine timing kind of like come together and maybe even happen a little bit more quickly. All right. And then we have compromise. So it does feel like when you come together, you're going to feel like you had to compromise something in order for this relationship to work. And you're going to be able to make this compromise, whatever that is. So maybe it's something that you already know from now that you're going to have to do. Maybe not. You might discover this when you come into union. But there's definitely going to be some kind of a compromise. But I'm getting that it's not going to be something that you won't be able to handle, okay? It's going to be something that you will willingly compromise in order to have this relationship. And your masculine is actually going to recognize you for that, all right? He's going to recognize that and appreciate that. All right. So what's going to be a little bit of a challenge in this connection before we get on to the positives, because there's always going to be a challenge, okay? Even when you come into union, there's going to be little triggers. That's the whole point. You know, you still grow, you still evolve. There's still things to learn from each other. Except now you guys are going to be more mature, right? We have the King of Swords here. So definitely a more mature type of an energy where you can resolve your issues, all right? But so this is just kind of like a little heads up. So with the Knight of Wands and the Five of Swords, I just feel like there's going to be, like I said, like, because you guys have the tendency to get very intense and heated, this is going to be the challenge, to kind of balance that out. Like, you don't always need to win. I feel like, see, in the first group, it was like neither of them takes the initiative for things. And then here in this group, I feel like it's the exact same opposite. Like, neither of you wants to be the one to back down from an argument. It's like you both want to be right. You both want to prove yourselves right. And you both want to win. And this is going to be the challenge because one of you is going to have to back down. And the reason why I say that, and I don't say just resolve the issue, is because I feel like it's just going to be for trivial things. I feel like it's more like unnecessary conflict. It's very unnecessary, especially with this Ace of Swords here. It's kind of like you guys almost don't want to see the truth, and it's just the challenge is to really be fair and be like, you know what? Yeah, you were right. It's okay. Or just let it go. Or just let it go. Like maybe you don't even need to find a solution, and it's just something that you just need to let go. All right, that's the message I'm getting here. So moving on to what's positive in this relationship. Oh, we have the Six of Swords, which we also had in the first group. All right, so this is definitely showing that you can be more peaceful with this person. You can move away from unnecessary arguing. I mean, you know, your masculine is an adventurous person. All right, so they're just always going to have this, that's just their nature. Because sometimes when you're adventurous, you also tend to be a little bit more intense. You know, your adrenaline is just running high. And so, of course, you know, you might be a little bit more fiery, right? And this can be used, you know, for a good purpose. It can totally be transmuted for a good purpose. But you could do with a little bit more peace. And this is what this card is all about, right? You will be able to move to calmer waters and just kind of leave pettiness behind you. And then we have the King of Swords, which is amazing. Amazing, because see, and this is exactly, oh my gosh, all right, this is exactly it. The King of Swords loves debate. And the King of Swords is very good at debating. All right, so this is probably why, I mean, if both of you are like this is probably why you guys get into these like heated, intense type of moments, because you both want to prove that you're right, because you love debating. But the King of Swords is also very logical, very fair, and reasonable at the same time. And so this is showing me that you will be able to overcome this challenge, and you guys will be able to, you know, talk things through rationally in a more calm manner and just pretty much overcome this. Okay, so this is just like a little heads up, you know, just, you know, choose your battles. You can back down. All right, and then we have at the end the Ace of freaking Cups, because this love is going to be so strong. All right, say happy family. I mean, there's just so much love in this connection that I don't feel like anything could break you apart once you guys come into union. I mean, this is going to feel like a new start. A new start. A chance to do things differently. A chance to just really, really live out this loving connection in a more mature way. All right, so let's see the 3 messages that we have here for you. So the first card is, seriously? Surrendering to the journey, release control. All right, surrender. You don't need to always be right. This really does talk about, you know, oh my gosh, yin. And let me see the other one. Physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. All right, hold on. So surrender, release control. You don't need to control every conversation, every argument, okay? And then we have yin, like, oh my gosh, like how fitting, which is all about the feminine, receptive type of energy. And this is just a message to, you know, that you can, and actually this is the final card, so this is just what's the overall outcome, is that you guys will be able to have a softer approach with one another and be more receptive to each other. Okay, so whatever this is here, it's just going to be very small, and you guys will totally be able to overcome this. And then we have physical touch. Okay, so this is just, it's a message from spirit that, you know, sometimes maybe all you need to do is just you know, give your masculine a hug. Or maybe ask him for a hug. And just let it go, whatever it is, you know. You don't always need to resolve things with words. Sometimes it's just, you know what, this is silly. Let's just let it go. We're just both, you know, wanting to win, and all we need is to just give each other a hug, give each other a kiss, and just release it. Let it go. And this is what your relationship will be like after union. All right, just more peaceful and happy family. All right, guys, this was pile number 2. If it resonated with you, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to watch any of the other piles to see if those resonate more with you. Okay, so we have pile 3 here. So if you chose this pile, let's see what your union will be like. All right, we have first chakra, which is the root chakra, and Archangel Michael, and love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. All right, so I'm actually, hold on, let me just get the next cards. This is your masculine's energy. This is the feminine's energy here. And then we have the first 3 cards are what little challenges might come up in your connection. And then we have the positives in your connection. All right, so all right. So what I'm getting, all right. I'm really getting a kind of like a theme that's based around a sense of security here. So maybe in the past, maybe the challenge in your connection was that you didn't feel secure in this connection. Maybe your masculine was afraid of the connection. It's almost as if you didn't feel safe with this person, and maybe even now, maybe you still just have these doubts, like, will you ever be able to feel safe and secure and trust your masculine? All right, so when you come into union, what I'm getting here is that your root chakra will be balanced out. So for the both of you, actually, you will find this sense of safety, this sense of security, this sense of trust, and that you can meet each other's needs, not only physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. Okay? And love yourself first. So I feel like this is actually, because we also have lessons here. And self-worth for the masculine. So I'm getting that one of the lessons that the both of you have been learning is to love yourself first. So for your masculine, that would mean, you know, to actually be able to put himself first. You know, think about what it is that he really wants and not be so affected by what others expect of him, or, you know, just overcoming not being able to love himself because feeling like he needs to, that he has a responsibility for others, and just being able to put himself first and go after what it is that he wants. And then for the feminine, again, it's, you know, learning to love yourself first. So I feel like this has been a major lesson actually for the both of you. And when you guys come into union, you will have reached that. You will have both learned that, and you will both have reached this level of loving yourselves first in order to be able to then love each other unconditionally and for this relationship to work. All right, so this will be attained. This will be attained by the time you get into union, and this is going to affect your relationship in a very, very positive way. So for the masculine's energy here, we have intuition and self-worth. So when you guys come into union, your masculine is going to be very intuitive. So maybe you already know this, like maybe he's already the type of person that is intuitive, and I feel like this is just going to increase even more. If you feel like your masculine is not very intuitive, well then this is going to be that he is tapping into that part of himself, tapping into his higher self, and tapping into his intuition when you guys come together. And like I said, so he probably had issues with self-worth in the past, which is exactly what I was just saying before with this love yourself first. Right? And now he will finally have reached a point where he does have love for himself, but also a sense of self-worth. And because he's going to feel worthy, he's going to be able, this is what's going to help him to come forward for this union, and he's going to feel worthy of you when you guys are together, which can only be a good thing. And because he's going to feel worthy of you, this is going to help the security, because this is going to help you in turn to feel secure in this relationship. All right, and then for your energy, we have truth and lessons. Okay, so maybe one of the issues with you in the past was being authentic and just really being you, you know, speaking your truth, showing your vulnerability, showing who you truly are, finding your truth. So I feel like this was also a lesson for you. And when you guys come into union, it's like you will finally feel, again, this is tying in so well with the security and the safety. You will feel so safe with this person that you will feel like you can be your authentic self. You can show who you truly are. You won't have to worry about not showing your true self. You won't have to worry about this person, how they're going to see you if you show them who you truly are. We also do have lessons though, so I feel like this might actually be like an ongoing lesson for you, like throughout in the connection. But for the most part, what I'm getting here is that you will have learned this lesson before even coming into union, and then it's just going to just continue to kind of like evolve even more and it's going to play a big role in this relationship for you. All right, so let's move on and see. So what is it that might be challenging this connection when you guys come into union? We have the King of Swords in reverse, the 10, it doesn't even really matter if they're in reverse actually, so I'm just going to turn them upright because these are challenges. So we have the King of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, and just turn these, and the 5 of Pentacles. All right, so so yeah, with this King of Swords here, I feel like it's kind of like maybe you put up a wall, or maybe your masculine puts up a wall when something just doesn't feel like it's going right, or maybe when a challenge presents itself, you both tend to kind of pull away from each other and not really express yourselves. Okay, so this is going to be kind of like a challenge. And again, okay, with this 10 of Pentacles here as a challenge, again, it's kind of like really trusting this commitment, really being able, but what's funny is we also, I'm sorry, I just need to jump ahead here because we have the Page of Pentacles in the positives, and this is all about trust as well. So this is definitely something that you can overcome. These are just little challenges that might play out in your connection, because when you do come into union, there are going to be, there's always going to be a challenge, okay, in every relationship. And there's always something that you need to learn and grow and evolve from. So this doesn't mean that it's going to be a big deal or anything crazy. These are just the little things that might present themselves. So it's good to know and be prepared for what, you know, may arise. So I just feel like it's an ongoing theme here with this security and just feeling really safe in this commitment. Like overall, you will feel the safety, but once in a while, it might like kind of creep up on you. And it might not even be you, it might even be for your masculine, okay? Or it could be for the both of you. Okay, so I feel like this is what's going to be the challenge. And just really, again, with this King of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles here, it's like just, you know, kind of finding ways to work around each of you maybe feeling coldness from the other, okay? Or putting out cold energy. It's kind of like when either of you begins to feel like they're losing that sense of 100% safety within the connection, it's like you tend to just pull away, close off to yourself, put a wall, like a barrier between the two of you, and then you just kind of feel like you're left out in the cold when that might not necessarily be the case. Okay, so this is going to be the challenge for the two of you to overcome. But we do have the Page of Pentacles here, which means that you are capable of really just finding practical solutions and being able to trust one another, being able to communicate trust to each other. Okay, so this is definitely in your capabilities for the both of you. And then we have the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So, and one of the other groups also had the Queen of Cups here in this line. And so this is all about you guys really love each other. There is so much love between the two of you that it's like there's no reason to feel insecure. There's no reason to feel insecure. And I bet that this insecurity has to do with the past, and this is part of the lessons. So maybe your masculine cheated on you in the past. Maybe you cheated on them in the past. There was something that happened, I feel, that was that kind of broke down the trust between the two of you. And then when anything, like remotely, like a little sign of that comes up, it's like you just put a barrier in front of you, you put your wall up, and you feel like you're just left out in the cold, kind of like pouting, kind of like feeling like the victim. And this is going to be the challenge. But there is so much love between the two of you. And again, the Queen of Cups is also about intuition, which the masculine has intuition. So I feel like when you guys come together, your masculine will be able to intuitively pick up on you feeling this way. And will then be able to provide this sense of trust for you with the Page of Pentacles. He will be able to communicate this to you. All right? But you are going to need to be receptive as well. And you will be able to, because you also, have love for him and you feel so nurturing towards him that you're going to want to open up your heart and just listen to what it is that he has to say. Listen to the truth. And this is another thing here with this truth here, right? To be your authentic self, and not only that, but to allow what he says, right, to ring true for you as well. Like to see the truth in what he has to say. All right, and the Nine of Wands. This is not giving up. This is really pushing through. This is really, perseverance. So I do feel like, whatever these challenges are, you will be able to overcome them. You guys will have the spiritual strength to move forward and to really just focus on the love that's between the two of you. And I'm also getting that, this masculine is actually going to be willing to fight for you. Like even if you feel insecure, he is going to be able to kind of like push through and really want to help you out with this. Okay, just as long as you do your part and just don't stay in this Five of Pentacles type of energy, and just kind of allow the truth to come forward and see the truth of whatever it is that's going on. Okay. All right, so let's see what other messages Spirit has for you here. We have passion and pleasure. Savor your life. Okay, see, so there is definitely going to be passion in this connection. A lot of pleasure, okay? Savor it. Savor it. Don't allow yourself to get into this, insecure type of mentality. Meditate, do things, remember, just remember why you guys came together. Don't dwell on little things. Don't be paranoid. Okay? And then we have patience. Love is patient and kind always. All right, so whatever it is that your masculine might have to go through as well, like this is just saying, you know, be patient with him. Show patience, you know, for anything that he might be dealing with, because he might have his own issues as well, right? I mean, he just really overcame before your union his issues of self-worth. All right, so he might still be a little bit vulnerable. He might still, be a little bit sensitive, vulnerable, and might need some support and patience from you. And then we have the final message is unfinished symphony. All right, so yeah, so what I'm getting with this actually, with all of this, unfinished symphony in combination with lessons here, is that I feel like for this group, it's kind of like you're going to come into union maybe before, okay, how to say this? All right, so certain people might come into union after they have already reached, you know, a certain point of having learned certain lessons, right? You know, having resolved a lot of their own issues. But for this group, I feel like you're going to come into union almost, like I almost want to say prematurely, but it's not prematurely. It's just that you will come in, for this group, you are coming into union before you have resolved your own issues as much as, you know, let's say another group, okay? And this is why we have the unfinished symphony here, because for this group, you will continue learning a lot of the lessons that you're meant to learn after you have come into union. So you're going to come into union before you have learned all of these lessons. And it's kind of like these lessons are going to play out for you after you guys come into union and are together. And it's meant to happen in this way. It's meant to happen in this way, and you will just work on these things together. So there might be a little bit of, you know, triggering each other, but you will overcome it. You will definitely overcome all of it, because there's just so much love between the two of you, and overall you will have this sense of safety. All right? You will have a sense of safety, and there's definitely going to be a lot of passion and pleasure within this connection. Like, it's not only going to be this, okay? Obviously, it's not. I feel like the communication is also going to be very, very healthy and just very high up there in this relationship. There's no giving up. It's like, you know, I feel like, and I feel like this is mostly going to be from the masculine's side, that he is just going to believe so much in this connection that no matter what, like, he's not going to give up on you. He's always going to be there. He's always going to be pushing you forward, supporting you. And there's going to be, you know, so much opportunity to have pleasure and good times in this relationship. All right, guys, this was pile number 3. Please subscribe and give me a like if this resonated. And if not, you can watch one of the other piles to see if they resonate with your situation. Okay, so pile number 4. This is pile number 4. Let's see what your union will be like. Ooh, first card out, we have Door to Romance and Passion. Wow, you guys. All right, so right off the bat, wow, this is going to be a very, very intense relationship, very romantic, very passionate. I'm just getting a lot of, like, you know, a lot of love. I mean, all the piles had love, obviously, because it's, you know, when you come into union, but I'm just getting a lot of just romance here in this connection. So let's see, let's continue. So this is the masculine's energy, and we have abundance and conclusion, and for the feminine we have new beginnings and reinvention. All right, so for the masculine, I feel like, okay, there was definitely something that was holding him back from this connection that has now been concluded. Okay, he has put an end to something. So it could very easily be a karmic relationship, a third party situation. It doesn't have to be. I mean, it could be something else, but just something that needed to end or needed to be resolved before before he could come forward to you, or before your union could take place. And then we also have abundance. So I'm getting that because he concluded something, he's just feeling very complete. He's full of abundance, not only materially, but emotionally, spiritually, just really from within himself. And because of that, he's going to be able to provide for you this abundance, all right, that he's holding within himself. Wow, this is awesome. And then for you, we have new beginnings and reinvention. So your energy is just going to be, just one of newness, a new beginning. You're really going to feel like this is, regardless of whether you've been together in the past or not, you're going to feel like this is just something very new. And this just would explain why, we have the door to romance and the passion here, like, because it's just going to feel so new. With this person, or maybe you never have been together with this person. I don't know. Yeah, and reinvention. So new beginnings and reinvention. So it's like you have become a new person. If you have been with this person in the past, which I feel like most of you probably will have, you feel like you have learned so much from this. You have been through so much that you feel like you have reinvented yourself as well. Like your masculine has concluded something, and then you have also been able to reinvent yourself and have a new beginning even within your own self by the time you come into union. All right, so let's move on and see. The first 3 cards are going to be the likely challenges that might present themselves in this connection, and then we have the positives in this connection. So reversals don't matter in this case. All right, so for the challenges, we have the 6 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. And actually, just judging from down here, from the positives, we have Death, the 8 of Swords, and the Hierophant. I'm getting even more strongly now that there probably was a karmic partner that was involved before you guys came into union, okay? And so let me just say right off the bat that what's positive, right, is that this person is no longer stuck. Your masculine is no longer tied down or bound to this karmic person, all right? And this is why you were able to come into union, all right? So what might be challenging though is that I'm getting more so that this is going to be the masculine here with the 6 of Wands. So yeah, they may have concluded something, but they might still have a little bit of ego issues to work through. And I feel like these ego issues kind of like maybe just I don't exactly want to say arrogance, although it could be for some of you a sense of arrogance that might be a little bit hard to deal with. But it could also just be that your masculine has this tendency to want to be admired by others, or maybe is a people pleaser. And I feel like this people pleasing, it comes from a place of, again, wanting to be accepted or wanting to be recognized by others. So for example, if he was in a karmic relationship, then he might just have this this tendency to want to keep the karmic person happy, or just might still feel a little bit of a sense of obligation towards this person. Nothing crazy, like nothing very intense, like nothing to worry about, but there might just be little hints of that, and that might make you feel sad. Okay, that might make you feel sad, and this is what's going to be the challenge and what's going to need to be overcome, because it's really not going to be that big of a deal. I feel that for you, it's just mostly that you might just feel a little bit, even though you feel like this is new, it's a new beginning, you have reinvented yourself, you might still feel a little bit sad, especially if this masculine took a long time to conclude this, to be able to come to you. You might feel a little bit of almost like you were the one regretting for him how long it took him to overcome this for you guys to come together. And then also for him, I'm also getting that he too might still feel a little bit of regret for the same reason. And it's kind of like what I'm getting here is that for the both of you, you're having a hard time just seeing the truth, that all of this is behind you. All of this is concluded. There is abundance now. There's a new beginning now. There's a reinvention now. All right, so these are going to be what the challenges are that are going to present themselves, but you can totally overcome these challenges, all right? Because we have death here, which means putting an end to something. Something is done, something is over with, and there is a new beginning. Wow, you guys, this is so consistent. It's crazy. All right, so whatever this was, I mean, look at this. We have conclusion and death. All right, and this is what is positive in your connection, that whatever there was in the past, whatever was no longer serving the masculine or even you, all right, maybe you both put an end to something because you have a new beginning here as well. Whatever it is, it's done with, it's gone, all right? There is change now. There is a new beginning, starting from scratch, all right? So this is very, very positive. And like I said, because this is the positives here, we have the Eight of Swords. This means that somebody was once tied, somebody was once bound. There was some sort of an attachment, and now the solution has been found. All right, someone has broken free of that. And it could be the both of you. It doesn't necessarily have to be the masculine. Maybe you had an attachment that you broke away from as well. All right, so this is very positive. Like this, whatever it was that was in the past, it's not leaking into your connection. You have nothing to worry about. It is definitely in the past. And this Five of Cups here, right? The sadness is, you know, kind of like looking at the past and seeing the pain from the past, seeing something from the past and not seeing the Two Cups behind you, right? I mean, this is just the classic interpretation of this card, but they're there. This is the Two of Cups here. All right, so it's just kind of like what I'm really getting is that the only challenge really is just going to feel kind of like this regret for not having come into union sooner. And even with this little people pleasing or wanting to be admired, it's really not a big deal. It's just like a little seeing the petty stuff, right? It's just petty things. And it's kind of like, you know, I feel like the feminine might just not have completely gotten over that because she's still holding on a little bit to the past here. And really all you need to do is just let go of that, because really whatever this was that the masculine had in the past that was keeping him from you, it's done with, it's over. He has broken free. And then last card here, we have the Hierophant. This person is going to be completely committed to you and only you, all right? This is a spiritual connection. This is a spiritual love. Look, door to romance and passion. You know, it's kind of like, it's not this romance and this passion and this commitment here is not going to be ruined just by a little bit of, you know, insecurity or dwelling on the past. No, see that you will be able to see this truth. All right. I mean, the Hierophant is like, wow, it's like one of the best relationship cards. All right. It's 100% commitment and loyalty. All right, let's see what messages Spirit has for you in this group. We have protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels. All right, so yeah, so I'm really getting a very intense spiritual connection here. And you have divine assistance by angels. You have a lot of guidance. All right, so let's see the next one. We have be authentic, be real and true to who you are and how you feel. So yeah, I mean, just take this message as it resonates. But I do feel like it really goes together with this reinvention and this new beginnings, you know, just really seeing the truth about who you are and about who your masculine truly is, you know. Don't dwell in the past. And I feel like that both of you will be able to be authentic with each other. You will be able to, you know, express yourselves freely. And oh God, this is crazy. I feel like all of these piles are. Just how consistent they are, all the cards are with each other. We have regeneration. So exactly what I'm saying. This relationship is going to be, it's really going to be like something new. Like whatever had gone down in the past, okay, that's done with. It's done with. It's like the past is being burnt, and there's a new beginning that is going to blossom now in this union, okay, when you guys are together. It's going to be, I just feel like it's going to be really wonderful. And actually for this group, I kind of want to clarify. I just feel like we need something more. I just want to see whatever message wants to come out. I didn't do this for any of the other piles. I didn't feel called to, but for this group, for some reason, I feel like there's something. Yeah, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. See, the 2 of Cups. And the Star. All right. So definitely, okay, there has been a lot of work that has happened in this, okay, in this situation. Whatever your situation is, a lot of hard work has been put in. And I feel like this is both from you as well as your masculine. Okay, whatever it was that he concluded, whatever it was that there was an ending to, a lot of effort was put into that. And I'm also getting that your masculine is going to put in a lot of effort to make sure that you are happy and not in this 5 of Cups energy. Okay, look at this, the 2 of Cups. See, Hierophant and 2 of Cups. What more do you want? This is beautiful. This is a beautiful, loving relationship. Okay, and then lastly, the Star. Healing. All right, so anything that has happened will be healed. Healing and a lot of hope and faith for the future. And again, I'm also with this, with the Star, it also reminds me of the Protected by Angels card here. Okay, that you are being divinely guided in this connection, in this relationship. And there's just a lot of hope and a lot of potential for this relationship to blossom and just be something very, very beautiful. I feel like this connection is going to be just more amazing than you can even imagine right now. All right, guys, so that was it. Please give me a like and subscribe if this resonated with you. And if it didn't resonate, you can check out one of the other piles. I thank you guys so much for watching. All of my information is in the description box below if you would like a personal reading with me. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a happy Valentine's Day. Much love. Bye.